And welcome back to more of 9 Villages. So we're gonna start going through level 4. Let's get one of the 2 items. And this is actually a pretty confusing place. If making a map will help you, then by all means. And I've already made one beforehand, so I can use that for reference, which ways I need to go. Okay, so I don't need to pick up too many keys, I just need to make sure I end up with net even. Yeah, whiz robes in here. Get rid of all the bats first. And then I'll just leave one behind. Yeah, that's not obvious that there's a bombable wall to the left, but you're probably gonna need to know that. And in this room, I'm just gonna get the key and go out. Yeah, there are invisible enemies there. Normally you should have the cross already, but I kind of skipped over that. We have blue darkness. Yeah, having slash is rather handy. You get some range on your attacks. And again, you just have to pay attention to these rooms to see if there are any odd blocks. And you got one right there. You got a kind of an odd stairway passage. Nice. More Moldorms. Creator must like put in a lot of Moldorms all around this maze island, and even in here you find some. Now, I think that's a blue bubble. It's kind of hard to tell, but I think that's a blue one. Now, whether it's a sword or an item bubble, I don't know. There's a kind of a subtle color difference. But I believe that's a blue one. And that one is I think just a regular one. Because I think a red bubble is like a darker shade of red. And this one just looks like a normal colored yellowish one. Kind of some odd room combinations, like sometimes you get difficult enemies and sometimes you get simple stuff. And this is actually good for a refill room. And here you have, that's a dig dogger. And yeah, that's also invisible. Again, you can kind of see it, actually. You kind of can see it, so it's, just kind of track it down. Okay, again, you look at the room carefully, you notice this block here. And get you the power bracelet. And that's the item I'm interested in finding. The other item you pretty much have to go through the whole level to get. And I don't know how many more invisible enemies I'm going to be seeing. Imagine the boss being invisible, that would kind of suck. And just squeeze around those dark nuts. And don't mind you, I'll just leave that one wizard up there. And that's pretty much all I'm gonna do in this place. You know, just get the power bracelet and move on out. So I'm capped on money right now. But I'm gonna be spending most of it pretty soon, so not gonna be wasting too much. Now you want to make sure you've blown up that one rock, because you're going to need to create a path there. I'm trying to remember how to get through this. Okay, so going to the next group of rooms in the water area. Yeah, it may not hurt to have arrows on standby just to snipe. Because the rooms get a little bit trickier down the line. Eventually you'll get to the end and find a piece of heart for you. So we'll scoop this, scoop this heart piece up. And try to ignore as many of these enemies as possible. And just kind of make our way out of this maze. Now I think there's whistle warping in this quest, but I've only beaten level 1. So I wouldn't be able to... That's the only place I can go to right now. Yes, I got all my money back. You know, wasting all those arrows and getting that piece of heart, I just got all my money back. That's why I was just saving all those money secrets, because you beat up all these enemies, you likely get enough money. Now, the power bracelet's a very nice thing to get because it allows us to explore a little more. Go all the way over to Kakariko Village. So the power bracelet lets us push kind of the somewhat darker rocks. So you have the light ones, and then you have the kind of, slightly darker ones. There were some other ones that you saw that were like really dark rocks, and those you can't push yet. Okay, so we can go on to the left. And let's see what's in this cave. Yeah, the Lost Woods is a really confusing place this time around. It's not just so much as going, up, left, down, left, or something like that. It's not your usual path to get through. It's very tricky to get through that. And you may get lost, so, basically you have a fail-safe way with the whistle, just to get out of there. So we're just gonna keep scouting a little bit. If you notice the trees here look like they're in the shape of an arrow. So might as well see where that goes. I'm not sure what this music comes from. And to Armos Rock. And this music I don't know either. It's actually pretty catchy music though. And nothing useful there. So pretty much, you're gonna notice this is a familiar structure. We're kind of now in the Zelda 1 territory. So this is a very obscure hint. And you might just be doing trial and error to figure that riddle out, but I'll show you what the actual, how you're supposed to translate that. Yeah, so this is a big Armos maze. So pretty much have fun exploring this. So when you go on these screens, it just doesn't look like there's any real pattern. You're probably gonna look for like two literal 9s or something. You're gonna, that's kind of what I did the first time. 2 number 9s or something like that. But the clue is a lot more sneaky than that. So, if you look at your map, and you just try to figure out the clue, the 2 9s, it doesn't seem to really make any sense. I guess over here looks somewhat like a 9, I guess. But you can't find a second 9 or anything like that. So this is a really confusing clue, unless you actually know what you're trying to translate. It doesn't seem to make much sense at all. But instead of thinking of it as 2 9s, you're gonna have to think of it a little bit cleverly, and think of a 9 as a 3x3 square. Now, if you think of it that way, don't look at the Armo statues, look at the sand. You'll notice this area here, you have 2 3x3 blocks of sand. And you're gonna want to search right in between, that Armo statue right in between there. I'm not sure how you're supposed to get that, but see, you have your 3x3 blocks of sand, that's your 2 9s. So if you search right there, there's your enemy bait. That's very obscure. Again, I'm not sure how you're supposed to really get that, but there it is. That's your clue. Otherwise, you're going to be just taking out every Armo statue around here, and eventually you're going to find it. You just clean out every screen, eventually you will find the enemy bait. And now that we got our enemy bait, we can head back to the shop. and you have to get that first wallet to be able to afford the afford this thing, blue mail. And might as well buy some more enemy bait. Actually, you do need I think at least a couple more of them down the line. Feels good to have some extra armor now. It's gonna make things a lot more manageable. Okay, so we made some good progress in this part. And now that we have blue mails, some of the earlier stuff gets a bit easier to clean out. So I'm gonna actually do a little more exploration, before going backwards and starting to clean out earlier levels. Alright, see you guys later.